York, I mean, the subway transportation we have, it's good, but if the population isn't what it was, then it wouldn't be such an issue. But the infrastructure is old, so a lot of things.
Wait,
The lifespan for this stuff is like 100 years, maybe a bit longer, and that's where the bridges are at. That's where the tunnels are at. So we hit that point.
Justin, check your email. I sent it already. All right.
uh,
All right, bet.
you're excited about this new book?
Yes. Yes. George R. Martin ain't got shit on me. Like, I'm done with it.
Man.
Watch.
Plug yourself. We're live, man. Go ahead. Give a little promo.
All right. Basically, the story takes place in another world called Terrifian. And it's about this young African prince or black prince. It's not Africans in here. So this is a black prince named Aphion. He's like 13 years old, and he's heir to the throne. One day, while they're training, the island gets attacked by a magical invaders or druids, and basically they take their source of the power. That power is the energy, the magical force that they use to bond with their lions. Basically, in their world, they are part of a organization called the Lion Guard, and the Lion Guard is basically soldiers, warriors that live on an island that bonds with the animals. They bond with all type of animals: alligators, lions, tigers, all types of shit. And basically, the story takes place within the first 13 years of the book, and then it does like a time jump to 7 years later, where he's an adult and he goes on. He actually finds the people to he goes on a quest to get the stone back. It's a pretty good book. So if y'all want the first 4 chapters, I can send it to y'all. Just give me the email address and I'll send it to y'all. Whatever. It's pretty good.
If you say so yourself.
I know so. I'm man, look, I know when I'm writing and I'm focused on this and I'm writing so much detail to the world and world building and language and I'm actually building, like I'm building a world, It's awesome. It's a good feeling. It's a good feeling.
I just put my email in the chat box. Go ahead and ship me a PDF.
All right, we'll do, man. Thanks, man.
Yeah.
But anyway, back to the gentrification thing about New York and LA. Yeah, LA is crazy. San Francisco, out of control.
San Francisco,
yeah, man.
It was
out of control.
It's always been that way, though.
Yeah, out of control is putting it mildly.
There was a story in the Coli talk about the lady and her husband was making a combined about $110,000 combined, and they get barely. They was barely living in like a box, like a 1-bedroom apartment, and they was living in a box. It was so sad, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, the inflation in SF is insane. I mean, it's been like that for a minute, but the tech scene is really just it's really pushed people. It's really kind of pushed the culture. It's changed the culture in SF, and it's that historic, like, real liberal and really open-mindedness of SF is kind of like changed. Um, yeah, I mean, there's always been like limited housing in SF, and it's always kind of been known to have higher wages, but it's just insane. I mean, but I could speak to the same thing in LA. Because in LA, you say, but I heard rent in New York is pretty high as well. I mean, in LA, you can be.
I mean, in New York, it depends. It depends on where it is. Like everybody's trying to move to Manhattan, so basically, the closer you get to Manhattan, the higher rent goes. The farther you out in the boonies, the lower it is, realistically.
All right. So LA kind of is that to a certain extent. Let's say even now, even in South LA, you're seeing rents that are like 1,800, which is still way above the poverty line, and to have rent, most uh, most most companies or owners, they want you to make at least like 3 times as much as the rent. So that's already pricing a lot of people out.
Yeah, sad.
And when you're talking living outside of the city, You know, LA is huge, so like living somewhere that's really affordable, you got people who commute from like Bakersfield, which is like Dead Seven knows where that is.
Yeah,
So there's
yeah.
people commuting from Bakersfield to LA or Victorville. You know, and for context, like that's probably at least 30 to 40 miles outside of LA County. That's just LA County and not just LA. You know, LA, which is where the real jobs are. That's a whole nother monster. You know, it could take an hour just to get into LA. Because a lot of people commute from like Riverside, which, you know, for context, Riverside is about 50 miles outside of LA. They live in Riverside, and that can be anywhere from an hour to 2 hours, and it's really pricing people out because they have fast lanes, like a fast track lane, which can end up costing people like up to like $60 a week. And so if you don't have that money, you know, you're wasting time. It really puts people at disadvantage. I know I have a fast track responder, and I use it. It's part of my privilege. Yeah,
City life.
yeah, it's big city like that.
It's worth it though.
Oh yeah, sure,
Yeah,
for sure.
it's
But
worth
you know, yeah, but it does kind of screw people over. You know, for me, it forces me to kind of be on your hustle and kind of just really, you know, it forces you to hustle and really stay on your grind. And
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't trade living in New York for almost anything.
It's crazy.
there you go. Especially if you live like right there where stuff is just happening, man. Oh my god.
Isn't it interesting that like we've gotten to a point where we live is not driven by economics at all? Even as the cost goes up, we're just like, nope, this is where I'm staying. I don't care how expensive it gets, how ridiculous it is.
I
I couldn't
mean,
live anywhere else.
I would leave, but the
So
thing is though, it takes money to leave. You know what I'm saying? It's not cheap to move. You know what I'm saying? You gotta have
Yeah,
your
I'm just saying, uh, uh, a lot of people who could move still wouldn't want to leave. Like that's home. Like that's where they want to stay.
They stupid.
yeah, yeah. But you know, in the same merit, you know, we don't really know how much, you know, wealth someone has and how connected they are. I think a lot of things people are overlooking is how much, you know, zip codes matter and how much, you know, your zip code, your access to certain things, your education, just your group, like people that you associate with, you know, how much they'll look out for you, how much that really matters, you know. But because there are people leaving, just like in LA, you can say the African American population in LA is definitely declining, or they're moving out to further areas, like I said, like Riverside or Palmdale, which is like, you know, 40 miles outside of LA, and
Or
that's more
down
traffic
south.
in
I've
between.
I've been reading there's a lot of my migration down south.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, yeah. That's what I mean. Just out of LA, down south, you know, to somewhere south.
It's
If it's
interesting.
cheaper, why not? Right? You know?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I mean, there's trade-offs in that.
Yeah, of
You
course.
know, like we were talking about before. I mean, you know, having access to public transportation and also pay. I mean, the pay down south a lot of times, unless it's really specialized, and even then, it's not going to be on par with the north.
Right.
But in a weird way, I think it equals out because the cost of living is significantly cheaper in the South. So it's like, you know, we're paying that much more for rent or a certain thing. How much money do people really have after rent?
Not
Right.
much, yeah.
That's real interesting.
Not
Yeah, I
much.
mean,
There you go. So it's all
but
relative.
I guess it comes down to, you know, quality of life, and then again, that's like a personal thing where,
All relative. Yeah.
you know, do you
Yeah.
want the outdoors, or do you want to live in a city, or do you want to live near the ocean?
And even
Yeah,
then,
I
you know, you
remember
have Atlanta. Atlanta's a big city, you know, or
when
it's
I
a
went to
decent
like just
sized
driving through
city.
like just
Hmm.
driving through Nevada, a lot of the towns there aren't Wi-Fi. Like in California, most of the cities, the entire city is covered by Wi-Fi. Like little quality things like that matter a lot. Like, and you notice it. I don't know,
Right.
but where is Digga? And I needed Digga because I wanted him to talk about the NFL because he's against the whole taking a knee. Is
Yeah.
anybody here?
Wait.
Is,
Are you sure?
is
Because I'm pretty sure we did a podcast before, and he said that he was cool with
uh,
taking
he's he's got a a different opinion now.
Oh, he changed his tune because
I want him to. I want him to. I wanted to come from him. He needs to deliver it himself. Yeah, I don't want to speak for him. Don't want to speak for him.
We can wait for that because there's a lot of shit Trump did this week, man, or even today, man. Let's get
what is he going to say? That they should be fired? What is he going to?
Is there anyone here who has any dissenting view on them taking knees or not standing for the national anthem?
How could you?
I don't give a shit.
I mean, I'm all for it.
How would you guys feel if the NFL basically said they can't do that?
Oh, the same way I already feel about the NFL.
I don't give a shit.
Which is really positive.
But I mean, the NFL. Let me ask a question. What exactly has the NFL done to make them the bad guy? Because they haven't stopped it.
What?
Make who the bad guy?
The NFL itself.
Why?
Well,
is
the way they
NFL
treat
a
the
bad
players.
organization. I mean, the players. I mean, the whole thing's fucked up. I mean, the CTE thing is one thing.
Yeah.
And then like
non-guaranteed contract.
Ignoring and covering up players' conduct when they do fuck up is pretty fucked up too. If you really want to think about it.
Also, what Jerry Jones be saying to his players, talking about if you do this, because him and Trump is tight. And he told the players, if you do this, I will personally fire you on the spot. He told them, I don't give a fuck about your First Amendment rights.
I mean,
Dad's gonna be like, do we have proof of this?
Of course we got. You know what? It was over Twitter. And I was like, yo, this is crazy. It was over Twitter, and it was like,
it's not crazy, but it's definitely bad taste. Yeah.
I mean, like
something about it.
Jerry Jones was basically saying that, like, after the whole kneeling incident, like, it was on a Coli, where it was a Coli thread where it said, whereas the Jerry Jones said that there's a reason why Colin Kaepernick ain't getting signed to any team. Like, I was like, what?
I mean, we know that. We all know this.
I mean, that's the whole point he's saying. Man. Like, he's not gonna come out and
no.
You know,
I'm not disagreeing. I'm just challenging you to make sure that you make that correct. That
man, look,
go all out.
I bet you if one of his football players go on a record, he gonna be fired real fast.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah. Wait, so none of the Cowboys kneel for the national anthem?
I mean, they kneeled, but
did they kneel during?
No.
Anybody?
No, I don't think so.
Bitches.
I don't know. See, I don't know if I could call them bitches. Like, if your boss tells you to do something and you want to keep your job and you do it, are you a bitch? I mean,
are you gonna lose your job for doing it though?
You got a boss?
He can fire you. Well, I mean, not anymore, but I've been there. But I'm just saying, doing as instructed by your employer is a bitch move now.
But is it a fireable offense? Is that in the code of conduct with the company? You know what I'm saying? Like, they can't just fire you. They have to follow their code of conduct first.
Yeah, that's what I was just thinking. I was like, I don't think they can even fucking fire players for doing something like that. Like, I mean, they have contracts.
Okay, maybe not fired, but he'll bench your ass. Like, he'll bench you.
You can bench me all you want. I'm still getting paid.
Yeah, you know, if I got benched and I was making money like that, I don't think I'd be too concerned. You know?
But then also, he could turn around. He could turn around and say, "Yo, by next year when your contract renegotiations come up, they could be like, yo, you ain't played no minutes, you ain't do nothing, so we're gonna cut you from the team."
It's definitely gonna show who's who, because they can definitely affect your pay. Because being put on the bench is gonna end your career real early. Yeah, real early. Mm-hmm. So it's just kind of
because you can't tell me scrub ass QBs.
I mean, at the end of the day, you have to eat. I mean, but the guy signing your checks tells you to do something. That's a very hard thing to stand up against unless you got other options or other avenues.
Yeah, but I mean,
all these guys went to college for 4 years. I'm sure they all got different avenues, right? They all got their college degrees. They're all educated brothers.
College, man. They ain't take no finance.
You'd be surprised at how athletes get through college.
Trust me, I'm being sarcastic.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, if you're getting paid millions of dollars, that's, I mean,
is that the conversation we need to be having, though?
Yeah.
I mean, I think you have to look at it from all angles, because it is moving towards a place where players who are not taking a knee are kind of being looked at suspect now. I think it's going to become a thing where you have, you kind of have to now if you're a black player. But I think you have to look at it like.
Well, I feel like you should look at everybody who started taking the knee.
Individual players can express themselves doing X, Y, Z. I don't think that should, come as a second thought. And I mean,
I don't think that's how it actually. I think you're not looking at it like a job. I don't think employees get to go to work and express themselves however they want without consequences. I think
we're talking about football players now.
Yeah, they are employees.
That doesn't.
They are employees though.
They are employees, but there are guaranteed rights with the players' union and and the First Amendment rights. They do have that.
There's all that stuff, but that stuff aside, I mean, it's not like it's not like it's you and me. I mean, these guys have plenty of outlets to say whatever they want. They have an international, whatever. All these guys have Twitter. All of them have, this. They can go on fucking ESPN, do all kinds of shit. So, if there's a reason they don't want to do that, they have an outlet. And if they need to say, or if they're not allowed to say, they do this or whatever, then they can do that.
I think
I don't think there's no confusion there, man.
I think Kaepernick shows what can happen. Like, you can literally just not be in the league anymore.
Yeah, but I think now we're beyond that.
Yeah.
Because what after what Trump did with the NFL, he didn't just throw the players under the bus. He threw the league under the bus. And I mean, like, in 5 different ways.
I agree. About it. I absolutely agree with that.
So, they're not the coaches, the owners, all those people, box them in. They can't take Trump's side. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's bullshit though, because all those motherfuckers, owners that, I'm gonna stand on my team this week. These are all the same people that donated millions of dollars to Trump anyway. They don't give a fuck.
Yeah, exactly.
Now they do because Trump's trying to hurt their business.
They still don't give a fuck. They don't care. They don't give a shit, dog.
I don't think if they didn't give a fuck, they wouldn't respond.
That's all optics, man. You believe that shit?
No, it's not about optics, bro.
But you know what? They hear it.
They could have sided with the president.
Yeah, but you know what? They hear the criticism, and that's why they came out with their It's a double, like it's like I'm gonna save face, but I'm still gonna be on Trump's side on the low when nobody.
Exactly.
Knows. You know what I'm saying?
It's football being politicized is just bad to me, or me personally. Like
I was about to say,
as a consumer,
affect your business on Sunday?
As a consumer, like I don't want the NFL politicized. I want to be able to run to my man cave and just watch the fucking game without it being politicized at all. Without having to hear Trump's tweets throughout the fucking first 3 or 4 minutes of every game. Like it's just absurd where we've gotten.
We didn't politicize it. We didn't politicize it. They did.
Trump did.
Dad, is this affecting your business at all? Like, are there less people watching
no,
football
it doesn't.
anymore?
I don't know. It's not like anyone's gonna stop watching football, but it's just the conversation is now political during the game, and it's just weird. It's more weird than it is bad. It's just strange.
What are you hearing at the bar? What are you hearing at the bar, man? I'm interested in it.
Oh, it's just
stand up.
No, it's just
that only serves cats.
It's very divisive. A lot of people don't like it. They don't like that platform. They want their football. A lot of people who are true football fans treat football like it's sacred. You have to understand. Like it's not.
I don't understand why it's divisive for them. Because you know what's funny. You know
why? I'm gonna tell you exactly what they say.
Because black people are doing it.
No, I'm gonna tell you exactly what they say because they feel like not standing for the national anthem isn't a slight at police or white supremacy. It's a slight at all of America and all the good and all the people who have passed. They take it real personal to another level that they shouldn't. And it's
know what? On the low, this one of those times where I believe those conspiracy theories where the media is setting the agenda, yada yada yada. Because when the fuck did they ever even show the national anthem in these games? They just started now. I have guys at the bar like my grandfather fought against Nazis in World War II, and now these fuckers aren't standing. Like they take it real personal, and those kind of people just will not understand.
Too, man. What the fuck are you saying?
Yeah, but they feel like it's dishonor. and they
But
feel
those
like
guys they're also missing the point because that's not what it's about.
Oh, they're totally
exactly.
missing the point. They're totally missing the point.
Totally.
But
And frankly, I don't give a fuck. If that's how they feel, they can feel that way. But fuck
and
them.
I think,
you know, frankly, it doesn't matter.
But I think it's a bigger issue. This is what I have an issue with people on the left when we're talking about this issue. Is that
about left or right?
No, hold on. It's that people in the middle are being kind of pushed towards Trump's side if they're like military families. Trump's base, he's saying exactly what he should say at their base. Trump's fan base is loving everything he's tweeting and saying. They don't give a shit. Stand for the fucking national anthem. What the fuck's wrong with you guys? And the people who are criticizing it, you guys, you hate him fucking anyway. He's not losing anybody. The more mad you get, oh, well, you weren't going to vote for him next time any fucking way. He loses nothing. His base loves it. People in the middle who are like patriotic, they're going to lean more towards Trump. And I think it really hurts everyone by making it so choosing this particular way to protest. But I mean, it's got a conversation started that needs to be had. So I see, the benefit of it too. It's just,
but the conversation isn't even about shit, man. It's about fluff. They're not talking about anything. For no reason to protest.
You're missing the point. Trump's comments don't cost Trump anything with his base.
Oh no, I get that.
Like it's politically safe for Trump.
Agree.
It's politically safe for Trump.
Yeah.
Are you fucking kidding me?
It's like free advertisement again, man.
It really is. Like everything people thinks is not safe is going to hurt Trump has only made him stronger. You guys keep making the same mistake thinking this is just so unpresidential. This is so ridiculous. And he gets bigger and stronger from it. Like he's like, it's insane.
Freezer.
Yeah. Like traditional methods just don't work. He's totally unorthodox. You can't approach it like that. He's literally he literally said, I just grabbed him by the pussy and won the female vote. Like you're trying to apply logic to an illogical situation and it doesn't work.
Okay, you're practically trolling at this point.
Hey, but he did troll his way to the presidency, man. Like you got to listen at some point, man.
But he's essentially saying people's First Amendment rights don't matter. I mean.
No, he's not. How is he saying that, bro?
He's saying that they don't have the right to protest.
Well, not there. He don't want them to do it there.
At work?
No, man.
Exactly.
You have the right to protest at work.
It's not even that deep about First Amendment, right? This is a simple, I'm right, you're wrong, because I said so type shit. That's what it is.
I love how both sides pick and choose when to throw the First Amendment out. So good.
Yeah, it's not freedom of speech. I'm right, you're wrong because I said so. And how dare you disrespect?
But I mean, they're doing it at work, and my issue is, what is their employer going to say? Because at the end of the day, the NFL is the one who's going to have to either take the economic hit or the social hit or whatever comes from it. Like,
it's funny if okay, here's the thing. If the kneeling for injustice to bring attention to the injustice towards black people, if the system changes because the people made the system change and they got tired of seeing people kneeling and the black players kneeling and other athletes kneeling, if they said, listen, we're going to go out and change the laws, we're going to go out and put these cops in check, we're going to go out and give people fair chances and a fair wage and try to it was his whole point. It's not happening because they don't want it to happen. It's like,
all right, let me ask you guys this. What do you think happens if the NFL starts losing money?
They already lost money.
Well, if they continue, it has to be like a steady loss. What do you think? What do you think they're going to do? How they're going to respond to this? It doesn't seem like something they can permit, regardless of how right we feel it is, because they are a business. Like, I mean, at the end of the day, hate it or love it, they want to make money, and if this is, decreasing the bottom line, something's got to give.
I don't know. I honestly don't know. I never really thought about it on the end game where if the NFL collapses, what we do now? Like, god damn. Bring down a multi-billion dollar, trillion dollar company. I don't know. I honestly don't know.
I'm not taking down the NFL. I'm pretty sure it'll get just.
Y'all might diminish it. Y'all might shatter it. Y'all might have to join. You might have to start a Negro football league, something like that.
We already got one. It's called the NFL.
No. A true Negro football league with black owners and black stadiums, black builders.
You ain't got that type of money. You ain't got that type of capital.
I don't think there's as many Kaepernicks in the league as we think. I don't think as many people would be willing just to not have a job in order to, protest.
Yeah, especially a job where you make more than the average, way over the average income. Like, come on.
The thing is that you can affect change without losing your job. You know what I'm saying? Like, even if I agree with Colin and I don't want to kneel, I can still be in support of him and still do positive things for the movement without kneeling.
Yeah, I think that might actually be the issue. That might be the issue. We're making taking a knee like the litmus test. Like, are you taking a knee or not?
That's stupid.
Defines whether or not you're, supporting the cause.
Yeah.
I mean, each person is different. You can support the cause and not kneel, but then you know what? At the same time, people will know if you're supporting the cause and not kneeling. They'll know. But don't be like Ray Lewis. Don't be like Ray Lewis. Be like,
take 2 knees. I'm gonna take 2 knees, dog.
Like, hey guys, technically I was praying, man. I wasn't on one knee.
Ow.
I was praying, man.
He basically was like, yo, I wasn't protesting. I was praying. Like, come on, son. Come on. Seriously, now?
Like, sponsors, please continue paying my checks. Like, I don't get it. He's a multi-millionaire already, man. Like,
you don't want to lose no more money. That's what it is.
It's going to be interesting to see what happens with this, like how the NFL is going to respond. But
I'm not gonna lie, low key, I feel like Colin Kaepernick took this whole stand because he got adopted by that white family, so he got a fallback plan. You know what I'm saying? Like all these real hood niggas and shit, they barely made it. They out the hood finally. Yeah. I gotta support 8,000 people. There's no fucking fallback plan for us, man. For them. Fuck out of here. Oh, so they can't take that fucking stand.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of them are on non-guaranteed contracts, man. They only gonna be in the year, 1 year, man.
Yep.
1, 2 years.
And most of these guys don't even have like the basic like education to start a business or do anything else with their lives. Most of them are just football heads. They just all they know how to do. It's sad because you should have a backup. You should have a backup plan.
They're not good at managing their money because they go balling out, man. They go to clubs and all this shit and.
Yeah, like I said, all they care about is football, and it's like, damn, don't you have don't you want to do anything after football or like have a side hustle, do something that's positive and financially lucrative at the same time? It's like, like who wants to be in the NFL for the rest of their lives? I mean, and where and then you got to worry about the CTE brain damage shit. Hell no.
How do you guys feel about someone saying that African Americans who don't appreciate America just haven't traveled because it's a lot worse in other countries?
Bullshit.
Wait.
There are plenty of places around the world that's kind of better than America.
For black people?
Wait. Say it again. Repeat the question.
Go ahead, Gary.
Oh, that African Americans who don't appreciate America just haven't traveled because it's a lot worse for blacks.
But who's saying that?
So
just heard it at the bar last night. This guy was saying that minorities should really appreciate the good that America has offered them, and he said it like that too. Has offered them because it's a lot worse. Because it's a lot worse in other countries.
But it was a lot worse here.
Exactly.
And someone said that, and he said, and white people changed that. White people find
they did that. Oh, okay. I'm not gonna get into that.
Yeah, exactly. I'd have been like, what'd you just say? They changed that?
And he made the comment, you can tell you think it's true or not, that no change good for black people occurred without the aid of white people in this country.
Nah, see, you took the question too far. Because the problem is that I think, personally, I've traveled a lot in my life. I've been to just numerous countries. Sure, 88 has too. But I always say that a lot of black people don't travel enough because there's a lot of opportunities that are really available to us that are really at our front door. And people, they literally die to get here. And if you go somewhere like I've been to South Africa, and it's a really humbling experience. Like the second you get off the plane, in Cape Town, South Africa, you're right there smack dab in the hood, and you see the poverty, and you see you can't help but say, damn, I've seen the hoods in LA, and it's nothing like the hoods in South Africa, and they really have nothing to really come up to. Like, meanwhile, in America, we have a problem with access, but if you're really motivated, if you really grind in a place like LA, if you really grind, if you're really on your hustle, you can definitely make a living for yourself.
But see, you know what? You can't. People tend to compare other places of the world to, like, okay, I'm gonna compare the bad places of the world to the places in America, but nobody ever compares the good places in the world to the good places in America. It's like, you hear places like Switzerland, Scandinavia, Greenland, Eastland. You hear all these nice places around the world. There's like damn near no pollution, no crime. Like, people get paid to work, to, like, they have mandatory wages. They get like free colleges, free healthcare.
Very homogenous.
And it's like America doesn't strive to be better. It's like so stagnant, and it's a formation. It's stagnant. It doesn't move forward. It moves backwards. It's sad.
Well, so the thing with America is that it's very complex, because in America, there's a lot of money there's a lot of profit that's made off of the backs of others. It's always been that way. That's how the capitalist system works.
Yeah.
They're exploiting. America essentially runs off of exploiting immigrants and people who are from lower socioeconomic status. That's how America works in a nutshell. That's so. And when you describe other developed countries, the difference is that they have homogenous societies, so they're like the same. They view people as the same, and they wouldn't do that to a fellow brother, in a sense. It's easier for them to do that and get away with it. And as for Dead's original question, man, it's in America it's different, because they can say they made it better, but at the same time, not really, because they created laws to essentially be black. They made restrictions to essentially, like, they try to hinder our every movement. They try to incriminate every type of hustle that we can come up to uplift ourselves out of poverty, try to stigmatize it.
Yep. They don't want to share the wealth. They don't want to share the wealth. That's all it is. They just don't want to share the wealth. They want to keep it all to themselves.
So it's not the same thing, because they're trying to stigmatize our upcoming.
Yo, Dad, have you ever run across a situation where somebody wanted to talk to your boss at the bar and you're like, I am the boss, I am the owner type shit?
Yeah, that happens. That happens way too often. One guy was really good. He was just like, he told me, like, look me in the face and said, get the fuck out of here. Like, I was just totally just bullshit, Had the bouncer toss his ass out. Shit got real quick for him.
Damn.
I was just like, get this fucker out of my bar. It was pretty, felt pretty good.
I'm the boss. I'm the boss.
I actually don't I'm there all the time, and I never, like, most of the patrons don't even know that I own the place.
Yeah, you want to play it low key. I get
that's
it.
How you do it.
Yeah.
No, that's how you do it, because people kind of feel some type of way. It like there's another cat on here. I won't say his name, but he says he runs his business the same way. He showed me what he did. He's like, nah, I don't. People never see me as the boss. I just come by, collect my checks, because he's like. Because if people feel some type of way if they know that they're giving money to, like, a black.
Yeah, that's how I'm have to do. That's
actually bad for business. It's really bad.
If you have a white face, it's good for business.
I'm gonna have a white CFO as my company and be like, oh, I'm just a manager, and like put it online, like, what can I do is owned by so and so, but I'm not gonna say who is owned by. They're gonna be like,
because then they won't support it generally.
He's CFO.
There you go.
What happened?
The bar is full of a lot of pro-Trump people, so the whole, like, anytime you get into these, like, divisive issues, no one ever wants to, like, it's not full of any, like, Nazis. Like, there's no overt racism, but you get a lot of the dog whistling and the subtle,
dog whistling.
Pull themselves up by their bootstraps kind of thing. It's pretty hilarious.
I mean, and rightfully so, that there is some merit to that I do think. I think there is, like, there definitely are you know, as African Americans, we can definitely say there are some patrons from our culture, from our society that really just they don't put in that effort. But there are structural disadvantages. There are barriers from people that and ceilings to that stop people from moving forward. But there are individuals who don't see opportunity that's right in front of them. I mean, I'll be the first to say that.
I gotta like whenever I get pressed to name something good about Trump, I just really have to always awe at just how many people are paying attention to politics now. Like Trump's really woke the whole country up. Like it's a scary time, but it's a beautiful thing to see so many people paying attention to what's going on in Washington, which bills are being passed, who's the senator for their state. Like just it's a great thing, I think, in the long run for us.
Man, I can't believe how much he shook up the Republican Party. Like I thought Paul Ryan had next, and Paul Ryan's done. Mitch McConnell, they're done. Like I never thought these guys would be dethroned. Trump just totally treats them like children, like infants and shit.
Trump actually just doesn't give a fuck about anything.
Yeah, he doesn't care.
So, yeah, he doesn't care. I see why they wanted Ted Cruz instead of him. Like they can't control him. Like his Twitter account's out of control.
Not only that, but like you saw in Alabama, they can't control him, and they're losing the base as well because I mean the establishment is not getting these seats down south and in all these fucking red ass areas. It's going to the Tea Party, man.
Now, what do you think is scarier? The wild cards, the Tea Parties, or the fringe groups, or the establishment itself?
The establishment is worse, in my opinion. That's why I don't mind Trump.
I agree. Yeah, I actually agree.
Yeah, because the establishment will be there'll be a lot more.
They can get shit done.
Know how to talk with
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. The establishment's a lot more efficient.
Mm-hmm.
Get shit done.
Like Pence will be quiet as fuck if he's president. He'll be passing so much shit on the low and doing so much.
I was just talking about that the other night with the healthcare. Like the establishment, if it was an establishment administration, they would have already pushed some healthcare bill and fucked us over already through.
Oh, we would have been fucked, and we wouldn't have saw it coming. Like we wouldn't have saw shit coming. Like, and they had a majority house, and they had the House and the Senate. Oh my god,
you would have had like a Santorum or a Pence or fucking Ted Cruz. They would have been in there like, well, just leave it in Jesus' hands. We don't need government and healthcare. y'all out here worried about block grants. Like you should just get single payer off your mind. I've been telling people like right now in our current climate, just get that off your mind. Just I don't even know why you guys are talking about a single payer. If it was up to these guys, it'd be all in Jesus' hands.
The crazy thing is you're right, because I know I've heard this shit. I heard this last year during the campaign. I know I heard it. Somebody.
Oh yeah, the religious right is scary, super scary.
The problem is they have too much control over almost everything, and it's like, oh, I'm gonna let my religion dictate how I choose things. It shouldn't be about religion. It should be about the people.
They don't even care about religion. You know they just using it as a clutch.
These fucking Jesus freaks, man. Tired of them, yo.
Not even. You know they don't care about it. It's such a part.
It's how do you guys feel about like as much shit as we can talk about the GOP? They have completely demolished the Democratic Party. Like what do you guys think? Or where do you guys think the Democratic Party is going wrong, and how are they so out of touch?
I don't think that the Democratic Party is necessarily out of touch. I think it's just that their voters are very concentrated in certain areas, so they're not going to have as many seats and stuff like that, man. I mean, it's pretty much 50-50, but the concentration is the key. The gerrymandering, pretty much, you could say.
You don't feel like Bernie Sanders has hurt the party?
I mean, not at all. I mean, the people that love Bernie are still liberals. They're still gonna vote that side. I mean, they're gonna fucking. I mean, so it's like, it's not really affecting anything.
I personally think right now there's no leadership. You know, there's no Democratic there's nobody from the Democratic Party that you're really like looking up to or looking forward to. Like you're just kind of like as an educated person, you know, you kind of lean to the left, but you're kind of like there's no real candidate, there's no real opposition that you see rising. That's like, okay, I like this person, I can see them, you know, making ground, and I can see them gaining traction, but there's just none of that. There's nobody to really look forward to in 2020.
But truth be told, there's no opposition needed for this candidate.
Yeah.
Because anybody that you put up against this gentleman, if he is to run again, is going to be smarter than him, is going to be better prepared than him, all those things that Hillary was. So I mean, I can't say that there's no leader because everyone is better than this guy.
Right. But here's the thing. It's going to take a special type of person to win against Trump because, like Dad said, there's a great chance that unless Trump gets primary and they have another Republican that tries to just run against him, like what they did would happen with how Lincoln won the election because there were two Democrats that ran against Lincoln, and that's really what siphoned the votes and caused Lincoln to win. Unless that happens, Trump has got this election again just because of how the electoral college is set up. There's no way people are even going to hear out the left, man. And like we're talking about this kneeling shit, you can bet in flyover states they hate seeing this shit. They hate it, and they fully support everything Trump is saying. Cool.
I think that in order to beat Trump, all it's going to take is a likable kind of candidate because Hillary wasn't likable. And that's the only thing she had against her, and she barely lost. You know what I'm saying? Like, if it's a likable person, if it had been Bill with the same resume as Hillary, he would have won because they like him. He's a likable guy or whatever.
People like Trump. That's the thing. People like
exactly. So they have to like the Democrat as well.
But the way people like Trump, they like that he doesn't care. Like, there's not going to be a Democrat that just comes out like he doesn't care. Like,
no, but don't like that. Don't like that he does care.
What?
Listen, I have a friend that I love, and I can't hang out with her because she's too fucking nice, and I love her. You know what I'm saying? Like, people will vote for that. I will vote for her because she's the best person in the world. But I mean, I don't gotta hang out with her type of shit. So you vote for the best person. And in many people's eyes, I mean, Hillary was so unlikable and so dishonest to them that they couldn't vote for her, and they thought that Trump was honest, and he was likable because of that.
He pulled the okie doke.
He pulled the okie doke.
He did. He pulled the okie doke.
I think he'll, any election Trump's part of, he's going to be the least qualified candidate. I think that's just a given.
Indeed.
But it's just his only thing he really has for him is presence. Like, he has something about him just resonates with people, and he speaks to white people in their language. I mean,
all we need is a straight talking Democrat, a straight talker.
Yeah,
I don't need none of this bullshit. That's all you need is a straight talker, bro.
Yeah, it's hard to straight talk a lot of issues though. Like, Trump really just said fuck it on a lot of things. Like,
look, Trump doesn't say anything about anything. Everything is many, many great people. Many this, many this. Shut the fuck up. He's not talking about anything for the most part.
But see, that's what. No, let me tell you.
Hold on. I just want to say a lot of black people that was against Trump for good reason. When he first even started campaigning, a lot of black voters didn't want to vote for Trump off the fact that his whole message from day one was basically, I hate this person, I hate that person, I'm going to ban this person, and I'm going to have a law and order. The minute he said law and order, a lot of black voters was like, no, I'm not going to fuck with him. And they started, and it was funny. People has tried to warn these white voters about voting for Trump, but the minute they resonated with his lingo and his swag, or lack of swag, I should say, they was like, oh, he's a hardworking man. He came up from nothing. It's a lie. Everything about Trump was a lie, and they fell for it, hook, line, and sinker. And now most of them is regretting their vote.
They know that shit.
Yeah,
and that's the whole point. Deep inside, they knew. And they still voted for him. So they have nobody to blame but themselves.
They
let the jack out the box. We told them. We tried to warn them, and they still did.
I think Democrats
about warning them. They know
Democrats need to really find a way to woo white people. Just to be blunt, like you can't be the party of immigrants, gays, and blacks and think you're going to keep winning. Like the numbers just aren't on your side.
Yet.
Like
listen, man, it's easy to white people because they broke too. Just talk money, talk money to them.
Yeah, but see, Democrats don't speak to white people though. Trump spoke directly to whites. I'm gonna send these other fuckers back. I'm gonna build a wall. I'm gonna give you your jobs back. Like
exactly.
Lies. Like basically lies. Like, come on,
but he's at least saying what they want to hear, man. I mean,
yeah, politics. It's politics, man. Like, and then you got Dems are coming across the other way, like, well, we want the immigrants to stay here. Like, you're not going to win white voters saying immigrants can stay when the other guy is saying, I'm going to ship them back and you'll get those fucking jobs.
And then you're losing.
Not going to win, whether it's true or not.
Politically correct, man. You're losing.
Right, yeah.
Politically correct. Because they don't like that shit either. Like I can't call them a XYZ and these bags.
Right.
And all this shit.
Right. Bad hombres. He's going to get rid of them bad hombres.
They love that shit.
Yeah,
Trump is cursing. He's a president saying son of a bitch. He's a president. When the hell is a president ever cursed like that? And he called somebody a son of a bitch.
He called Kim Rocket Man at the UN, like in front of the United Nations.
Oh, that was the funniest shit in the world. I couldn't believe just watching the highlights, man. I was like, this motherfucker.
Now you know what was worse? What was worse that the United Nations said we will wipe North Korea off we would fucking destroy North Korea. And for the whole entire UN, like, yo, you really just said that? Like, you gonna destroy this nation off the face of the planet? And then turn around and then turn around and said, yo, we didn't declare. And North Korea was like, yo, you declared war on us. And then he turned the Rex Tillerson was like, we did not officially declare war. I just look at the screen like, yo, if you tell me at the United Nations and you gonna bomb my fucking country off the map, I take that shit literally, okay? I take that shit literally, and I will fucking fight back, okay? There's no more time for talk, you know?
It was a scary speech, a reckless speech, but it was a very American speech. It was very American. Like, Trump sounded like America when he was up there, as ugly as that is. Like,
yeah, man. And that's what people love, man. He may be an asshole, but he's our asshole. You know?
And I don't think
it's called diplomacy. You don't get your way by being an asshole in the world.
Like, to be honest with you, I don't think that many people are going to shed tears if you blew North Korea off the map. Like, I don't think it was as crazy as you think it is.
But you know what's funny? The whole North Korea situation, people don't think of the long-term effects of bombing North Korea.
No one ever thinks long-term, man.
That's the sad shit. It's like you got a lot of pundits and other politicians are telling them that it's a bad idea to attack North Korea and wipe them off the map. All right? Number one, we have South Korea, which is a huge manufacturer of electronics. The companies that work for the United States, and soldiers and civilians and people all around it, and also nuclear power plants and everything else. Plus, it's near China. You're gonna fuck with the Chinese shit. China's not very happy with America off the bat.
But let's be fair though. Lil Kim is fucking up. Like, he's firing off rockets and missiles near our allies. Like,
well, you know what?
He's doing shit to put himself in fucking harm's way.
He's poking the lion, but the lion's poking back. So now we
because I've gone circles around this. Like, if you were a dictator anywhere on earth, like, this is not the president to fucking play with. Like, this guy is totally fucking off his rocker. Like, this is of all the presidents to fucking test and fire off rockets and kind of go back and forth with on social media, this is not the one. Yeah, like, this guy is not the one.
They're both crazy. That's the crazy part. They're both crazy.
He doesn't understand anything about repercussions or geopolitics. Like, he will launch a nuke at you. Like, this is not the guy. This is not the one.
Let me tell you that. I said the same thing today, and I got negged to oblivion, yo. Like, 80 people negged me today because I said that in that fucking big ass sticky thread about Trump. Like, people crazy out here, man. They're really emotional about this shit.
Yeah, like, I'm just like, really, like, they seem to just want to absolve North Korea of fucking up. Like, why are you testing someone who is crazy? Like, why would you play with of all the presidents to test? Why would you launch rockets or missiles? I think it was an ICBM. I'm not sure, but why would you launch that during Trump's watch? He's all about being macho and having the fucking biggest dick in the room. Like, he's gonna put the fucking hammer down on you, and he's not gonna care about the fallout. You're like, oh, it's gonna ruin trade, and this. Trump doesn't give a shit about any of that. He doesn't even really care about America like that. Like, this is not the guy. Like, this is not the guy.
So funny. You know what, Trump?
They used to shit on Obama for saying he was too soft.
Right.
So Trump is they loving this shit.
Yeah, they do.
They said Obama was too soft.
Yeah, but you know what's funny? The whole idea of being a president and being a diplomatic leader is to keep us out of trouble. Keep us out of trouble.
You know what? I'm gonna counter that. I'm gonna be honest. Like, I don't think America's ever truly had the goal of being out of conflict or out of trouble.
Because you know what's funny? America does its dirt on the low. But you know what's funny? Now that everybody's seeing that they're doing the dirt on top, it's like it's getting harder to keep all the covert shit that we've been doing for years on the low. Because everybody's gonna turn against.
It's not covert. People know.
Yeah, people know. Yeah. But not to that extent where the president goes to in front of the United Nations and be like, "Yo, you fuck with us, I'm gonna blow your country up." Who says that?
What's funny is he means it too. Like,
exactly. Like, who says that?
Everyone should be scared. Like, don't test. He's not one to be tested. He's actually retarded. Like, he will fucking blow you off the map.
You can't go in front of the UN and say reckless shit.
He just did though. He just did.
Know, but it's like, are you serious right now? Everybody's like, are you serious right now? Like, if imagine if China went up there to the United Nations and be like, yo, we don't like what Trump is doing. We're gonna fucking put a hit out on him.
And I credit Trump for making politics fun again, because I can't even remember last time I was interested in watching a UN summit. Like, like Trump makes it interesting. Like, what's he gonna say this time? Like, and he didn't disappoint. Boy, he didn't disappoint.
Never a dollar in this administration.
No,
it ain't fun. It ain't fun if you fucking trying to go to work and all of a sudden you see a fucking missile in the sky. You be like, yo, what the fuck, man? It's like, damn, you know, why am I seeing all this shit? Because Trump is a reckless motherfucker. He talks reckless, but you know what? If he was in front of the person, he wouldn't be saying that shit. Every time he's in front of a diplomat, he always mad quiet. Oh. He's never bombastic. He's never really in his face. He's never in the other person's face with his rhetoric. He's always on his speech shit in front of his fans. But you put him in front of the guy he has beef with, he ain't gonna say shit. He's like a little bitch.
You know, I go as far as to say war is kind of America's comfort zone. Like,
and you know what? If it came down to it, Trump would be assassinated before he can even declare war.
Nah, if missiles were fired, Americans at the end of the day want to win. No American's going to want to lose a war with North Korea. We're going to want to fuck them up. We're going to fuck them up. Don't doubt that for a second. If it goes that far, which everyone hopes it doesn't and it shouldn't, we're going to fuck them up. Don't even question that. They're going to get fucking destroyed. But it's just crazy that they would actually like roll those dice with this guy. Like, with this guy. You roll the dice with Trump? With Trump. Insane.
But that's the whole point. A bullet would change everything. People are like, yo, son, Trump is crazy. Trump is crazy. Trump doesn't inspire fear from me. He doesn't inspire fear from me. He doesn't give me that you know, like a scary friend. When I see Trump, I don't get scared. I look at him like a fucking joke. He's a child. He's like a 70-year-old child. How do you a 70-year-old man child? Nothing you say can be taken seriously because you flip-flop almost everything you say. You've been corrupted. You're a liar, you're a con man, you're a thief. And you know what? You're just talking big shit, but you know what? You're a bitch. Cause you know, at the end of the day, you put him in front of this person he's talking shit about, he ain't gonna say shit. He always talks shit behind people's backs. He always talks shit behind the comfort of his own home. He doesn't talk shit, you know, like if you're talking shit to somebody and they come see you, be prepared to throw hands. Don't be like, oh well, I didn't mean it, or I meant something else. No.
The White House like it's the streets. Like no, when they pull up, it's
yeah.
No, this is geopolitics, man.
That's the point. He's treating it like the streets, and you can't treat diplomatic measures on a grand scale like the streets, because motherfuckers will see you. It's so.
I mean, I still question how he's gotten this far in business, because he's the most unprofessional person I've ever seen in the world. Like, I
think like there was a few podcasts back. 88 said that you can literally fall up in real estate. Like he just didn't really do anything. He just kind of lucked up.
Yeah, because he's so unprofessional. Like there's nothing professional about this guy. You're just like, there's nothing.
The art of the deal, man. Art of the deal.
Yeah. But he's not even. He can't even articulate himself in an intelligent way, man. It's just. Well, he's good at repeating.
I think like there's a large part of the country that gets too caught up on that kind of thing, like being able to articulate yourself or look presidential. I think being focused on that kind of distracted people. Like,
okay.
I think a lot of people actually liked how Trump talks and how he speaks. And he actually refers to black people as blacks.
Yeah.
My problem with Trump isn't that he can't articulate himself, but it's that he's stupid.
Yeah.
Like, cause it's people that can't articulate themselves well, but you know they're smart, you know what I'm saying? Or they know about their job.
Yeah, there you go. He's stupid.
Yeah,
he's stupid. That's also a big thing. He's just dumb. He's just like.
All right, we're at an hour. I'm going to call it.
All right, man.
Peace out, people.
Right, peace out.